Deception tactics in video games are certainly a strange case to me, to say the least. Things like AI-controlled illusions, disguise mechanics, and decoys are all things that have been used and tested in various genres and titles across the gaming sphere. Sombra from Overwatch, Spy from TF2, and Mirage in Apex Legends are all examples of such an archetype, and people rarely think they're great characters, usually placing low in tier lists and opinions on strength. But why do stealth tactics really work in video games, and why are they so hard to do right? Well, that's what I hope to answer today. But before we begin, be sure to subscribe, as I do content like this on a semi-regular basis. And with that, let's begin. Stealth is something that has been in gaming ever since games like Metal Gear Solid hit the scene. Hiding in plain sight is just something that's always cool, no matter how you do it. That is why games like Hitman, Monaco, and Payday are hugely popular, because you feel like a complete badass when you sneak around without anyone noticing you. However, the titles I just mentioned all have one thing in common. The enemies are AI, and completely controlled by the computer. What happens when you're facing a human person instead? Well, as it turns out, stealth is shit. The moment you bring stealth mechanics like disguises and illusions into a multiplayer game is the moment they usually stop working. And the issue is only exacerbated as you go up the skill ladder, since higher skilled players are more likely to know what is fake and what is not. This effectively makes any stealth mechanic besides making you literally invisible almost irrelevant. And so many games have implementations where it is super easy to tell what a real player is and what is just an illusion. Take Team Fortress 2 for example. While the spy has a disguise kit, allowing him to look exactly like a member of the enemy team, there are various mechanics in place, both intentional and non-intentional, that make it easier for people to tell that a spy is present. For example, when you walk into someone of your own team, you can face through them, but you bump into people of the enemy team, even if you're disguised as one of them. Meaning a spy check can be simple as randomly running into someone. Or Mirage from Apex Legends. While the illusion copies your movement sometimes, it cannot shoot, meaning you can suss out anyone who is the real person by just looking at their gun firing at you. And even with stealth mechanics that involve invisibility, like Sombra's passive or Spy's Cloak Watch, you often can't attack while invisible. This is not a complaint either, but rather another issue that stealth mechanics have: how it's balanced. Picture this: you're walking across a two-foot bridge, all chill and nonchalant, when suddenly you get shot in the back. You look around to see who shot you, and no one is there at all, not even your own teammates. Then you suddenly get backstabbed, and when a kill cam zooms in, you can't even see a person. It zooms in on some random part of the two-foot bridge. That is a reality that many would have to face if characters who could go invisible could also attack while invisible. Many games choose to go down the route of not being able to attack while invisible, because not being able to see your enemy is a huge disadvantage for you, and a huge advantage for them. Not being able to click on your target means you can't damage them, and to be able to click on them, you usually would need to see them first to know what to click on in the first place, unless you're using an aimbot. And if you made other stealth mechanics, such as illusions or disguises, stronger, then it would be very hard for new players to understand the game and would be infinitely frustrating for older players. In both instances, you wouldn't be able to tell what killed you, and every kill would be completely out of left field, and would feel very unfair. Now, I am being overly pessimistic for dramatic effect, but that is a reality that many game devs and designers could and do face. Making stealth mechanics too strong leans the skill way too heavily in a stealthy person's favor, but making them too weak makes it way too easy for the enemy to call them out for it. There just isn't a way that I found for stealth mechanics to be fun on both sides of the equation, unless the game is literally built from the ground up on stealth mechanics, like so many spy games. Especially deceiving. Adding a stealth character to a first-person shooter isn't too hard, it's just hard to make right. And while there are quite a lot of games that have tried, very few have actually succeeded in making them fun for everyone. And that's it. I didn't really have anything else to say, so outro now. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this shorter video. I didn't really have much to say or constructive criticism to give, as stealth isn't really something you can just balance overnight, nor is it something you can balance in just a YouTube video, but I hope I made my point clear. I also want to thank you for the support on the last video. I do always do this, but your support means so much to me. As of writing the script, we are almost at 500 subscribers, which is a huge milestone for me. It would mean the world if we could get to that point before the start of the next video. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.